another session of Toxic Tuesday. Therapy for the people.
Hello, my beautiful people. It's the KingOmarsharif. I welcome you back to another Toxic Tuesday where we turn our bad into good situations. Toxic Tuesdays are all about you, your mind, your body, your soul. I believe if we can control those three things, we'll find happiness. Tonight on Toxic Tuesday, session number 31, Miller time. It's the KingOmarsharif time, and like me, it's your time too. But we're going to be talking about protecting our emotional bank. How important is that? So let's talk about it. Also, as you all know, I got another great drink for y'all. Blueberry lemonade. Blueberry lemonade. Yes, y'all see it right there. It's not wine in this glass. I'm not getting drunk on set. This is blueberry lemonade. Let's take a sip and try it.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Woo! Whoa, 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 wow! This juice has turned me into Maxwell, y'all. I'm so fortunate to be having this juice in my life. I'm so glad. Yes, I am. All you got to do is slice 2 lemons, squeeze that juice out into your blender, add 2 bottles of spring water. This time I took maybe about 8 blueberries. It don't take a lot of blueberries. Y'all know blueberries are antioxidants. Lemons clean you out, do so much for the body. Put them together, and I'm like a mad juicer. You know, like a mad scientist, because I like taking that fruit and pushing them together, and that's what we got. Also, y'all, I want to take a quick moment to allow you to subscribe to the KingOmarsharif channel. It's nothing but mind, body, soul control. And these are the things that I believe are the most important entities of life, okay? So I think if we're able to master mind, body, and soul control, nothing can defeat us. There's so many things out there that are pushing you down and telling you that you are not the king or the queen that you really are. The creator made us to be kings and queens. That's why I'm rocking this sweatshirt tonight. I made this 100% worth it. I believe I am, and I also believe you are. Don't forget that. So subscribe to the channel. It's going to be nothing but love every Tuesday. I even got shorts for in between Tuesdays, and it's always going to be some good food. All right, y'all. Tonight's episode is very important. It's very special. I had to bring the safe on set because that represents my emotional bank and things that I really care about. All right. That's what we do with safes. We put important things in them. So put your heart, put your mind, put your soul inside that safe and protect it. Also have that candle on there because, you know, it's just good for the ambiance and that brings me peace. You know what I mean? It can calm you down, especially when the sun drops a little bit more. All right. And of course, I got my juice there. That's for that body. And that always makes you feel good, right? You're looking good. You're feeling good. And y'all can't smell me, but I'm smelling good too. Incorporate those things in your life, and it's going to be a beautiful day. Repeat those steps, and repeat those steps. You got a lot of beautiful days ahead of you. I believe that. Now, let's talk about number 1, y'all. We're going to protect our mental well-being, okay? When you allow somebody into your space, when you allow somebody to manipulate you, when you allow somebody to exploit your emotions and take advantage of you, that's going to lead to anxiety. It's going to lead to stress. It's going to lead to depression and sadness and you feeling less of yourself. We got to stop this, okay? Now, we allow our hearts to get in the way, don't we? Didn't Tina say that? What love got to do with it? Rest in peace, Tina Turner. But now I'm starting to get that song because once you go through these things, you got to start asking yourself, what does love got to do with it? Because if I'm not getting the love that I'm putting out back, this don't make no sense. And I'm better than that. The creator made me better than that. And I'm 100% worth it. Remind yourself of that on a daily basis. Write it on the mirror. Put it on the wall. Make a poster. Make a printout. Because you are 100% worth it. And allowing people to take advantage of you, they'll do it. And they won't ever be really completely honest with you. You know what I mean? Now, not everybody is going to feel the same level of love for each other. For those of you out there that do and you've been able to accomplish that, that's beautiful. And I've seen some couples like that. I got them in my family. I know some friends that are like that. May the Creator continue to bless y'all relationships. But oftentimes we in and out of relationships and you got people using you up. That's why we got to close these banks. We can't allow people to use us up no more and leave us hanging out to dry. Meanwhile, they got what they wanted, now they out. Or they spoon feeding you a little bit of stuff that you want to hear, but not completely giving you everything that you need in order for you to be happy. How serious is that? How important is that? Don't allow people to play with you. We grown out here. And even if you younger, it don't matter. We not playing no more. Not with our emotions, not with our mental well-being. It's not worth it. And we are worth it. Number 2 on this list, allowing people to play with your emotions and to mess with that bank is going to mess with your self-esteem and your self-worth. Now, I know a lot of men do this, and I'm sure there's plenty of women out there that do it because I was in a relationship with one. But when you use words to imply how you feel about somebody or to express how you feel about somebody, whether it's in the middle of rage, whether it's in the middle of you just letting it out because that's how you truly feel, whatever the circumstance, it's unacceptable. All right. So oftentimes you'll hear somebody say, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that. But they never talk about what they not. They only want to tell you what you not. They never want to look in that mirror and have that conversation with themselves and say, you know what? I'm this, 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 and this. So who am I to tell this person they that, and that? If it's not being in a helpful and constructive way where we're coming together to figure this out, where you saying, hey, I really need to lean on you to help me get over this, or to help me realize where I'm falling up short, where I could become a better individual. If we can't do that back and forth for each other, come on, get up out of here. I'm gonna karate chop you. You got to go, not physically. Literally, y'all. No domestic violence. We are not promoting this or that on this channel. And me personally, I never hit a woman in my life, and I never planned on it. But I have been in instances and situations where I seen that twinkle in their eye, and I was like, oh, she might hook off. Oh, she that mad, she might hook off right now. But when people say you're nothing, you're worthless, and remember, you are worth it. Don't ever let nobody tell you you're not. People call you a bum. You ain't never gonna amount to nothing in life. You ugly, you whatever, you this, you that. And then do it with their chin up and their chest poked out and make themselves feel better like they the almighty high. No, you are worth it. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are a dreamer. You can achieve all these things. You just never really been told by anybody in your life from probably this high coming up that you are these things. You know what I mean? So a lot of us got to catch up later on in life, but that don't mean that we can't get there. So don't let nobody play with your emotions. Don't let nobody play with your self-esteem and your self-worth, because once you start to lose that, it's going to be hard for you to say, let me break up out of this and rebuild myself, recondition myself. So number 3 on my list is going to be healthy relationships. That's why we got to protect our emotional banks, because if we're able to do that, we'll have a relationship filled with respect, understanding, and support. And those are 3 major things that I've lacked in my last relationship and what I thought was the most meaningful relationship that I've ever experienced. So understanding, how can somebody lack understanding? Communication is a big thing. So you got to be able to communicate. They got to be able to communicate their true feelings. Don't allow somebody to hide their feelings and not tell you the truth. Like I said, people will tell you what they think you want to hear just so they can keep using you up or getting whatever they want out of you. But when you have understanding from someone, they're going to say, okay, what makes you happy? Or maybe you're the one saying, this is what makes me happy. And when you don't do this for me, it makes me sad. And I don't like that feeling. So if you communicate that to somebody, and if you do it once, A few months go by, you do it again. A few months go by, you do it again. A week goes by, you do it again because you don't see that void being filled. So if you're constantly doing this and you don't see a change, that person probably isn't your person, unfortunately. And again, when you got that heart involved and you got that love involved, it's hard for you to take that away from what your mind knows. Your mind knows, but then your heart like, all right, yo, we can work this out. Okay, they doing this to me, but we can work this out. No, we can't do that. Because once somebody says, okay, I know what you're saying because I understand what you're saying. You said it quite a few times by now, but I don't care enough to make that change so you can be happy. Red flag, you gotta go. Support. Now, there's been quite a few things that I've done in the past, and having the right support will push you on the days where you feel like it isn't gonna work out. And that's important because a lot of people quit on their dreams probably right before they about to take off. But you don't know that because you just so caught up in the, I'm not getting no support. Like me with these videos. I don't get a bunch of support on these videos, but I believe in my mind, I'm spreading the right message. I'm pushing this positivity to the right people. So at some point it will take off. So I can't allow myself to get discouraged. But within my relationship, I found myself asking for support. Hey, can you watch this? Hey, did you see the last one? Hey, that message, I think you really could have got something out of it. Did you happen to see it yet? When you got to ask somebody to support you and they not just voluntarily supporting you, that's another red flag. You got to be like, man, why would it? If you was doing anything, I'll be the first one in attendance and the last one to leave. We're going to come together. We're going to leave together. But if you got to constantly ask somebody, hey, can you do this? Hey, did you do that? Hey, can you like this? Hey, can you do that? That's not a healthy environment for you to be in, and that's not a healthy relationship. So make sure that you use your mind and you're not just using your heart. Listen to your heart, but also listen to your mind to tell you to say, hey, all right, I'm not getting back what I'm putting in. This person is just constantly making withdrawals from my emotional bank. Where are the deposits? And I'm not just talking sexual deposits. Sexual deposits will not be enough deposits in this year or any year following. All right? So that ain't the only way somebody can express love for you. Because again, in many cases, they just satisfying themselves. Or in some cases, they don't even want to have sexual relationships with you. But so they can get what they get out of you, they're going to give you something. You got to be smart, y'all. We got to be smart. Use your heart, but you got to use your mind too. You got to have respect for each other. Because if you respect each other, then those other two things that I just mentioned, the understanding and the support, more than likely it will just come naturally. You got to respect each other's spaces, faces, so no, none of that. Time, because time goes by so quickly, and time is very valuable. I could, creator forbid, right after this show, be gone. We never know when that clock is going to stop. That's the thing about life. So why spend your time with somebody that doesn't value you? Why spend that time with somebody that doesn't believe you're worth it? You better off being by yourself. Another reason why we got to protect our emotional banks is for our own personal growth and autonomy. For those of you that don't know what autonomy is, you definitely know what it is. It's when you're able to keep your own values and beliefs without having somebody trying to change them. So oftentimes you got somebody trying to control you and tell you how to feel and tell you what to do. That's autonomy. You gotta be able to say, hey, what I bring to the table, my own personal beliefs, I should be able to hold on to those things, especially if they're good and they're positive. Now, if they some old craziness, then maybe that person does need to pull you up and say, hey, let's change this up. But when you got these positive ideas and positive beliefs, and you got people saying, nah, maybe you shouldn't be like that no more. So they can kind of manipulate you, so they can get you to do what they want, then that's when that has to stop. Your personal growth is everything. You being better than what you was last week, last month, last year, 5 years, 10 years ago. That's what life is really all about. Yeah, it's all about being happy. It really is. If that's the choice that you're willing to make for yourself, which will keep you very healthy in life. But people will always try to stop you, especially if they feel like they're going to lose you. If you start outgrowing the individual that you're with, then it can sometimes turn into things like, oh, you think you know everything. Nah, I don't. I'm just trying to share something with you because I see you struggling with something, and maybe that'll make things better. Not only for yourself, but for both of us, because I love you. But when you don't have that and you just got somebody in their own space and they just being selfish with everything, you're never going to have that beautiful bond where y'all can grow together. So you'll always have somebody kind of stunting your growth. And that's when you got to have some prayer time. You got to pray. You got to say, Creator, is this person meant to be in my life? Please let me know. Because if they're not, I got to let them go. It doesn't make sense for me to use this valuable time on somebody and it's all for nothing. Yeah, you can get lessons and learn things from experiences, but do I want to use 4 and 5 years of my life before the light goes off and I say, hey, this is enough. This isn't what I want. Yeah, I love you, but loving you is costing me things. Loving you is costing me valuable things. Loving you is costing me to lose myself. Loving you is costing me to put you before myself. And before you know it, year after year after year after year, you're waiting for things to get better, but they never appear. Ain't that something? Ain't that a slap in the face when you finally realize it and you're able to walk away from it? That's why I say we got to separate our hearts and our minds so we can make wise decisions. That'll free you. Being in a situation where somebody is always trying to make withdrawals out of your emotional bank and not deposits will have you in a place where you have emotional instability. You won't have that constant time to just exhale and be okay, to have that peace of mind, right? Y'all see that candle, right? That prayer time, that meditation time, it's always going to get interrupted. So you got to make sure that your peace comes first. Your stability, your foundation, you don't lose that foundation because that's what you stand on. You stand on your autonomy. There's that word again. Don't allow somebody to break that down and change your whole anatomy. Stay stable. And the last thing I just want to mention is make sure that you keep those boundaries in place. Because a lot of the things that I mentioned, they won't be able to cross over into that territory if those boundaries are in place. You need to communicate your boundaries. And if somebody don't respect what you're saying and respect your boundaries and respect the fact that y'all together or have a possibility of being married or whatever the case may be one day where y'all forever and happy and serious about what y'all have going on, then if they keep crossing those lines and boundaries after you communicate, hey, this is what I need in order for us to work. If it's too much for you, let me know. If you can't handle that, let me know. If you don't want to work with me, let me know. If you don't want to make deposits into my emotional bank, let me know and we can close this account right now. So that's what this is all about, y'all. It's about understanding who you are. It's also about you understanding that you are worthy. You are very worth it. Everything that you want that's positive in life that will help you and benefit somebody else is definitely qualifying you as somebody who's worth it. And don't let nobody call you no names, constantly giving you blame, trying to put you to shame. We're not doing it. We're not accepting it, and we're closing those accounts. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video on protecting your emotional bank. I hope that I inspired y'all to go ahead and make some of this beautiful blueberry lemonade. We don't need to buy them out the supermarkets, y'all. Simply all that type of stuff we don't have to deal with. This is simply the best right here. I promise you. And it's going to taste better than that. So protect yourself, protect your bank, protect your peace, protect your life, protect your family, protect your babies. Because there's a lot of craziness going on in this world, y'all. They trying to drive our children into different directions. And most of us don't come out of homes where we got all the things that we needed as children so that we could become great adults. So that's why we got channels like Toxic Tuesday and the king_Omar_Sharif, where you can come to these places and learn, and we can have discussions. Leave some comments down there. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you're dealing with in your life. Let's open it up. Conversation is healthy. Subscribing to this channel is healthy. Liking this video is healthy. Sharing this video is healthy. And at the end of the day, that's love.